The concept with Syrinscape's official support for Dungeons & Dragons adventures, like Tomb of Annihilation in this case, is that you can just go to the adventure where you're up to, look at a section heading, and then inside Syrinscape there will be a button to push that matches that section heading, which gives you the perfect mood for where you are. The theory is if you read something within the text, you should be able to find a button in Syrinscape to trigger a sound if there's a sound appropriate for that event. So let's have a test with Tomb of Annihilation. I'm going to drag through to just a random point and see how I go with 0 prep. Nangalori. Okay, that sounds plausible. Alright, I'm going to bring up Syrinscape. I just had my favourite Witchwood music playing here. Right, I'm going to have the search here. You can hide and show search with that button there. I'm going to filter by moods. I'm also going to filter by Dungeons & Dragons content, since I know this is Dungeons & Dragons content. It was... this is probably a very bad way to run an adventure with 0 prep. Nanga, it's as much as I want to spell, so I'm going to use a star, so it's Nanga and any other characters. There we are. Tomb of Annihilation, that's the right adventure, so this is probably going to be the right mood, so I will just trigger that mood. And Syrinscape will beautifully crossfade. And in the meantime, I'm going to use this little blue link to go to that sound set. Okay, it's popped up there, and I'm going to hide search. Then I can go back to the entrance. Okay, that matches it. Good. And I would read the box text or paraphrase the box text. A fantastic edifice rises up out of the jungle, a hanging garden of exotic beauty. Water streams down the steps between 2 massive elephant carvings. That sounds cool. So we've got all these sounds. Elephant fountains. Okay, that's why that sound is there. So I turn that up a little bit so I can hear it a little bit more. Maybe while I continue to narrate, I might like to turn the music down a little bit. Just ease it off and Syrinscape will do that. There you go. That sounds super cool. Okay, let's go further forward. This is a very bad way of running an adventure. Terraces. Okay, when they get to the terraces, however that happens. The terraces. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to trigger the terraces. Probably by that stage, this intro music has stopped. What has that done? That's stopped the elephant fountains are a little bit further away. Disturbing plant movement. There's a man trap. That's why. Oh, good. And yellow musk zombies. Is there a yellow musk zombie? Yep, there's a yellow musk zombie attack mood there, which I would just click. Okay, let's go through for something interesting. Don't. The point is that Syrinscape doesn't add any prep to your prep at all, because if you've prepped enough for the adventure, then you know it's kind of flooded garden. That sounds interesting. Is there a flooded... There you go, flooded gardens. Just click on that. Presumably that adds some sort of splishy, splashy sounds. There you go, splashes. You can hear those by turning them up a little bit more. There you go. It's like the sounds of footsteps. If you want a splash straight away, just give it a double click and it will skip the wait time. There you go, but you don't really have to do that because that ambience will be just beautiful. Excellent, flooded garden, Zalkori's lair. Okay, yep, Zalkori's lair. So let's see what this does. Presumably it's not flooded. Zalkori wouldn't want to have wet feet all day, would they? Oh, the Veiled Queen. That's cool. Oh, this theme. I recognise this from earlier chapters of the adventure. This is one of the leitmotifs that Tim Wilhelm created for this adventure. So this will orient the players in Tomb of Annihilation, remind them of the perils and all the experiences and all the fun stuff, fun time they've had with their friends. Nice, very nice. Okay, what happens here? Poisonous hospitality. Oh, Sakori's not a very nice person. Sakori resolves to kill the characters over an offence. She rings the silver bell and an Iblis student arrives with a tray of... Okay, so is there a bell sound? I presume that might be a one-shot. Silver bell, there we are. Let's ring that. That's cool. It sounds just like a servant's bell. Excellent. Presumably horrible combat ensues at some point. That's usually how it works. The queen attacks. She's the queen. I know that because of her music. The name of the music track that was up there. Oh! Is she a... Medusa? The Medusa isn't completely insane. Is that her? I'm going to think that that's her. Okay, so she has some one-shots here for when it's her turn. Like a... Nice. You can do that on her turn. Turn to stone! That sounds fantastic. It's not a very good thing. You should come prepared, if you're going to fight a Medusa, to do something about your friends when they get turned into statues. Thirutaya attack. What is that? There it is. When Zalkori is reduced to 63 hit points, this is a very bad way. Can't emphasize how much this is. You should prep the text. You just don't have to prep Syrinscape. Zalkori is reduced to 63 hit points or fewer. She calls out her dead lover. The spirit answers the call, appearing. The apparition is impervious to damage. This is a bad thing. It learns once per turn when a creature within 15 feet of Zalkori damages her, Thirutaya's apparition unerringly hits. Ah! Okay, so if that happens, presumably you can trigger this. Let's turn it up. Turn up that one-shot volume there, and trigger the sound. That sounds bad. How much damage is it? 2d8 plus 6. I would like to do that all the time. Every single round. So if I hit her, this happens. That's very cool! Okay, so there you go. That's how easy it is to run Syrinscape. I didn't do any prep for the adventure. I'm able to muddle my way through the text and find the buttons that are all there, all ready for you. And that's just one of the sound sets supporting one tiny little chunk of the Tomb adventure. Get out there, give it a go, give us some feedback, enjoy, and in the meantime, I'm going to ring a bell and murder the players. Have fun with it.